Chapter 2 throws a whole bunch of concepts. Here are some of the main ones, and I want to give you just a very simple illustration to kind of get you going on these concepts. Imagine that I want to know that whether shaking the pink ball affects the green ball. If so, then we call the pink one the independent variable and the green one the dependent variable, because it depends on what I do with the independent variable. When I wiggle it, that's called an intervention. And now, before I do my experiment, we see that there's other shapes, and these are called extraneous variables because they could have an effect. If it turns out that they do have an effect, then they are a confounding variable, because when I shake this one and this one wiggles, these other ones confound my hypothesis. It could be maybe that the star is responsible for the wiggling. And so my single experiment of movement is going to be facing an underdetermination problem. Underdetermining meaning that my hypothesis or my observation that shaking one moved the other one is not sufficient to show that this one is the cause of the motion of that one. It could be these other extraneous variables. So in conducting an experiment, you always have to be aware of your auxiliary assumptions. Assumptions that the connection here is stable. Assumptions that you have controlled for the motion of these other variables. One way to try to deal with the underdetermination problem is by replication. So if every time I have wiggled the pink, I get a wiggle in the green, and I'm able to replicate this many times, and it's not just me, other people are able to replicate this phenomena, then there's good reason to rule out your auxiliary assumptions or your extraneous variables.